Alright, I am back, shouting into the void with another Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video, and not even one about how poorly it's doing, and it is doing quite poorly, but rather about another build, because someone in the comment section of the Boomerang build said they wanted to see a Harley build. So, I'm doing a Harley build for that one person, and I don't know, let's say 200 more people that may watch this. One of the problems with the Suicide Squad endgame is that builds ultimately just sort of come down to the same few things right now. I do see how this has the potential to change in the future once you start getting more sets and things like that. But for now, when you only have the Bane set, it's literally just the Bane set and then some fire builds, and then everything else doesn't quite measure up to that. As you can see, I have my cool gold gear. This is for reaching infinite crisis rank, or whatever it's called, finite crisis rank 100 plus, which is the combination of all your mastery levels. But we will talk more about that maybe on a different day if I decide to keep doing these. So the Harley build is a Bane build. And first I will go through some of the talents. It doesn't really... The talents here are sort of just icing on the cake when it comes to builds like this. It's like, do you want to do grenade things or melee things or, I don't know, let's say pistol things? A ton of these lean into grenade stuff with Harley. Some of these are just not even options. It's just if you get to this point, you unlock this thing and, there's not even a choice here for a lot of these. And then sometimes when there are choices, it can seem pretty obvious. My advice for this part is literally just spec into pretty much anything with grenades. More grenade capacity, more grenade explosions, hitting 3 or more enemies with a grenade generates combo. Grenade hits have a 25% chance to spawn an additional grenade. That is really good. that will be a lot of things blowing up, and I think that can chain with each other, so if you can hit the 25% chance multiple times in a row, it's a lot of grenades. Enemies explode. It's a lot of explosions. Enemies hit by your grenades take more damage. You get where this is going. So anything that is a grenade ability, more or less, you want to pick for this. Melee abilities are just... Melee is not really measure up here. I think maybe you can do like an OK King Shark melee build, but melee is not where it needs to be, especially given how much risk it puts you at, how much you're going to need to be flying around and not doing melees half the time, especially if you're an up-close melee person like Harley or Shark. Deadshot and Boomerang are a little different, but anyway, this is the important part of this, which is the loadout. The reason I'm doing pretty well with this build, I think I'm doing mastery level, I don't know, 39, 36, 38, I don't know, something in there in the video up there, is because I have a master pain machine, which the master weapons are much better versions of the normal weapons. As you can see, this is at least, a 25% increase in DPS by itself, more critical hit damage, and then another thing about Suicide Squad Endgame, once you get a master version of something, you don't really need another version of it. You can just re-roll it for exactly what you want. I didn't even do this as much as I should have here. I should have redid it until I got all 3 of these little modifiers here. I only have 2. The blue one would add something goods that I should probably be doing. Not sure how much I care at this point. So that is more SMG critical hit damage. That is really big, plus critical hit chance. The second thing means nothing. I'm only using this because it's master. I'm never using this pistol. But the pistol is here for the 3-piece bonus here. So as you can see for this one, this is Bane's Fury. Bane's Fury is a mostly critical hit based thing. So the second piece bonus, critical hits on enemies below 50% health trigger Bane's Fury. Very, very easy to activate, and that increases damage to crazed enemies. There are lots of things that can make enemies crazed in this build. You have crazed grenades, you have crazed, and then the third piece, all enemies hit with a traversal attack become crazed. This is one where it really ramps up how much crazed stuff you can spread everywhere. And then, whoops, didn't mean to go all the way back. And then this is the other piece. So each melee hit on a crazed enemy has a 50% chance to craze them. Each melee hit period has a 50% chance to craze and 50% chance to drop grenade ammo. For the grenade-based Harley build here, that is very good. This is again, another critical hit thing. Have a 100% chance to spawn a rage zone. That triggers Bane's rage, and that increases all damage dealt by 100% for 20 seconds. Really good. And then Bane's rage for 3-piece also increases grenade damage by 200%. And each enemy killed with a grenade refreshes it and adds a 33% of dropping grenade ammo. Perfect, perfect, perfect for this Harley grenade build. I would say this is better on Harley than anyone else, just given how much she has to spec into her grenade tree. This is the Master Two-Face Persuader. There's a two-face melee weapon for everybody that synergizes with the Bane set. So every melee hit on a crazed enemy, this is in addition to the one we just said, can drop a live grenade or grenade ammo. So it's one or the other, I think. And so that, we'll just blow them up. If it's a live grenade or grenade ammo, you can use it to throw. And this is the bonus for combining with the Bane set, which is something I think is pretty cool. It's just, I think this is the only one that does this. Harvesting enemies now has a 100% chance of dropping grenade ammo and increases grenade damage by 100% for 20 seconds. I don't do a ton of grenade harvesting because they have that, or shield harvesting because they have that stupid modifier that makes enemies blow up in your face if you kill them while harvesting. So not great, but this does have its uses certainly, especially on like brutes where you won't kill them with harvest. The grenade I have is chokehold. I need a master version of this. I don't think I have a master version of any. Oh wait, I have a master version of this cocktail, but this is not the Bane set I have, so this is not helping me. Yeah, I have 2 master versions of this and no master versions of any of the other ones, so that's kind of a problem. Oh wait, there is no, never mind. Okay, so this is just, I spec'd into grenade damage and radius and stuff. This goes into the rage set. Again, since this is such a grenade-focused build, it would really help if I could get a master version of this. Where is this? So as you can see, that goes up to 30 to 33, and this is at 21 to 23, so it's like almost it's like a 30% increase. So that is one thing I would be farming for if I was caring enough to keep farming indefinitely here. This is the shield. When there are 4 more crazed enemies within 20 meters of you, you deal 100% more damage and take 50% less damage. Good for survivability. As you will see in this footage, I really only die when freaking brutes just blow up and insta-kill you. Otherwise, I'm doing okay. This also, I put 40% SMG damage on it. Since this is my one weapon I'm using all of the time, you really want to put as much damage on that as you can. Shield harvest chance, I could probably get rid of that. Critical hit chance, you really want a lot of crit on a build like this. This is a really, really good traversal mod for, I think you can get it on multiple characters, but this is a phenomenal thing where if you're not moving, you get damage reduction. If you are moving, you get 50% damage per stack that can stack up to 10 times. You are really almost always moving when you're playing this game. So I think this is one of the best modifier. What is this called? Traversal modifier, whatever, in this game. I also put 42% more damage to enemies within 5 meters of you, which for an SMG will happen a good amount. The only problem with that is that they blow up in your face, so you got to be careful with that. Here's the neck bomb mod for Bane's Fury. This one, I would say, is really important. The shield regenerated on squad ultimate ability activation. This is the thing that puts everything to slow-mo. This is like a main way of getting my shield back, I'd say, because that is up a lot, and it just acts as a button where you can just instantly get 40% of your shield back just by hitting it. And since you're not really shield harvesting that much with these mods, and there's not a whole lot of shield regen in this build, I think this is very important. I forget which other piece you can put it on, but you can put another 40% on something else. I think Deadshot. I think on my Deadshot build I have that. So 48% regenerated on ultimate ability. So yeah, that can also be on your Lucky Charm. I don't think I have 2 on here, but that can also be in your Lucky Charm. So you can have like 80% shield regen just by hitting that. So that's very good. Oh no, I did it on her. I forgot I did it on her. Okay. So yeah, these stack. So she has 88% shield regeneration on squad ultimate. I think those stack, unless I'm mistaken. I don't know why they wouldn't. I have a lot of pickup radius stuff, so you combine all these pickup radius things, and it's like you're picking up grenades that drop a million miles away, so you always have grenade ammo. Critical hit damage on there, and that's the build. So I'll play a little bit of footage here, but by far, the main way you're going to do damage is just hurling as many grenades as humanly possible. This is especially good for this mission in particular, because this is one that spawns essentially an infinite amount of those guys that have the armor shields where you just can't shoot them. So in order to crack their armor, you're going to, you can individually melee all of them, but in reality, you're going to want to just use grenades. And when you're Harley and you have unlimited grenades to stack, that is exceedingly helpful to do that. And even when you aren't playing as Harley, if you have Harley on your team, she will throw enough grenades to really help out there. I know people are saying like the bots are idiots and stuff. The bots are actually not terrible. It's like just by default, if you have synergistic builds set up for them, like they will do something sometimes. Like I like turning around and seeing like, King Shark has launched 6 people in the air in slow motion and I can just like skeet shoot them down. So really the only 2 things I'm doing are burning down individual enemies with the SMG, and then for clusters I am just hurling out grenades. These armor dudes in particular also have the ability to counter them, and when you counter one, it does like this AoE effect that might as well be a grenade explosion. So if this is the mission that drops weapons, so if you're farming for weapons in particular, this is one that you are going to want to use a lot of counters on, a lot of grenades, because all of these dudes have armor. So between Harley's grenades and grenade boosts and the SMG and all its baseline increased damage, you're just doing a crap ton of damage. The key to survival until the end here is just staying decent ways away from enemies, because the whole enemies blow up when you kill them thing is deeply annoying. I think that's active right now. So you just don't want to like be by a cluster, because they can like just instantly blow you up. I don't really shield harvest unless I know it's a big tanky enemy I'm not going to kill. Even then, shield harvesting, you can do the X and A, like suicide attack or whatever it's called. That would get your shield back, and I do not think that activates their bombs blowing up. So that is another good thing to do to get shields back if you don't have uptime on your ultimate ability. Activate your ultimate ability almost whenever you have it. It recharges really, really, really quickly, and it is so much easier to kill a bunch of enemies in slow motion than it is not. And in this mission in particular, there are not flash enemies, because the flash enemies get around the slow-mo, so they're still annoying, and there's flash brutes too, which are very annoying. But just use it whenever you can, because there's no point in saving it. Like I know, I'm the kind of guy who like saves their ultimate in Destiny for like, emergency situation. In here, just don't. Just use it unless you're about to finish a segment. Like if you need 45 charges and you have 42 charges, like yeah, don't use it then, which I think I do by accident here. But just use it whenever you can. It's a lot easier to get kills, burn down individual enemies, group up enemies, and lob grenades. Very, very important. What else? Oh, yeah, so the problem with this build, and I guess other builds as you get later into the endgame here, brutes are consistently annoying. The problem with brutes is like the way they're set up is so irritating. So in this, they eventually will throw like 3-4 brutes at you at a time. If you have like a high crit, high damage build, you're like, okay, you can burn through a health bar. But then what happens is they have multiple health bars, and once you get through one health bar, they suddenly, get like 95% damage mitigation for some unspecified period of time. And so you have to leave them alone. Like you can't just you can shoot them to check if their damage mitigation's over, but like you essentially just have to run away until that is over. And then sometimes they will also, like I think in between health bars, they will charge up and explode. Unless you shield harvest them or unless you suicide attack them, they're going to blow up, so they need to be interrupted. Sometimes it will not even give you the prompt for that, so you will just blow up out of nowhere and not really understand what happened. So essentially you have to just keep burning these guys down, watch for something like them exploding, and then circle back to them later and shoot all of their armor off again and kind of burn through them, and that's how you end up killing them. But even then, like I think by the end of this, I only kill like 1 or 2 of these brutes, because the little guys keep spawning, and it's much more efficient to kill them than it is to kill the brutes if you don't absolutely need to. Yes, they drop a lot of charges or whatever, but especially in other missions where they're not based on kills, like if it's Ivy's plants or whatever, and you only have to kill the minions as opposed to the brutes, just focus on those guys. Brutes just become like obstacles that you have to get around rather than things you always have to actually kill. The way they're set up is super annoying. I also ignore snipers for this reason too, because it takes so much effort to, especially if you're a close range character, to counter a sniper, to go over there and to try to kill them by the time they're recharged. Like enemies like that and like brutes, I think are more obstacles than things you have to find your way to kill. That said, Harley and her grenade build here is good against brutes because if they are clustered together and if they don't have their damage mitigation, you can blow them up with your grenades. They're also pretty good to be crazed because this means that they will attack each other, they will attack other enemies, and since they're brutes, they do a good amount of damage. I think freezing them may get around their damage mitigation and blowing them up. I'm not 100% sure on that. I do have freeze on my hammer here, so you can try that out. I don't know if that's like a guarantee way to get around them, but yeah. The other part about Harley's build is like it becomes really, really easy to get combo up on Harley very quickly with as many grenades as you're tossing because it's so much damage, so many kills, so often. And like again, I'm not exactly at a low mastery here. I'm at like, you know, almost 40 or whatever it is. Like you're still killing a lot of enemies when you get like 100, 200, 500% increased grenade damage or increases to all damage when you kind of build these things up and up and up and activate all the Bane triggers. You can do this, again, you can do Bane builds on pretty much anyone. I have a Bane build also on Deadshot and I think King Shark? No, maybe I did a Black Mask build. You can do it for all three classes because all of the things end up being the same and you just sort of want to mix and match the 2 of 3 Bane sets that suit your build the most. So, but with Harley especially, because of the huge boost to grenade damage and how easy it can be to get crits, I think this is the best build on her, and this is probably my favorite build I'd say that I've done out of the 4. So yeah, you can give it a shot. The main thing is just it requires a lot of Bane set farming, but eventually that doesn't become all that hard. It does require the tier 3 Bane set, which is after finite rank 60 or whatever. But again, this wouldn't be quite as good if I didn't have the Master SMG. But I am looking for Master Shield, Master Grenade, you know, other versions of this stuff that can make it even better, and I could do some better rerolls, certainly. But yeah, so that's my Harley build. If you are playing, give it a shot. I think you'll have fun. And remember, when you're swinging with Harley, don't try to just always swing. You need to use your zip line and then a little flip up over a ledge to regain your momentum and keep swinging that way. And that is the way to be Harley. You can't just swing infinitely and do dives and you'll crash on the ground a lot. So that is the trick to mastering Harley's traversal. Yeah, that's a whole other video probably. But anyway, thanks for watching. All 500 of you that maybe ended up watching this video. And yeah, we'll see what happens as time goes on here. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.